But there's nowhere else I'd rather be instead. Yeah, in your arms never knew I was misled. Like when you say you love me right until the end, yeah. Thinking you're with me, why am I seeing you with she? Posting on the ground like it's yours and you're her man. No, playing stupid games, got me waiting around all day. Whoa, whoa. But now the habits don't thank God. Can't believe what I saw in you. If you love me, you will promise not to hurt me and be honest. Then you call me your goddess. Just look how you've gone and you've lost me. Used to kick it back for hours, would miss me in the shower, but now that's changed. Now I realize I was playing. You thinking you could hurt me just means that I'm the only one that ever cared about you. So you're here still feeling lonely, so you still wanna call me, hitting on my line while I'm doing just fine. Oh, used to be my favorite drug, but now I have it, so thank God. Can't believe what I saw in you. It was your loving that I missed, used to fill me up with this, even told me all the flaws you had in you. It was your loving that I missed, used to fill me up with this, even told me all the flaws you had in you. Say you never even cheated, always loyal, not mistreated. Looking back, it's like I always knew. If you love me, you will promise not to hurt me and be honest. Then you call me your goddess. Just look how you've gone and you've lost me. You had me twisted all around, and I tried so hard to trust you. All I even wanted was for you to say I love you. I can't even recognize all the truth behind your lies. I'm so okay 'cause I won't stay out miles away from you. If you love me, you will promise not to hurt me and be honest. Then you call me your goddess.
Well, if it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. What's up, folks? Good evening to you all. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for rocking with me this evening. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. This is our Monday Motivational Power Talk. We finally got in a Monday on schedule. Normally Mondays are tied up for me, and I have to make up for it later in the week. But we're on schedule this week, folks. Monday, here we are. We're here. Thank you guys for stopping in. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Just want to let you guys know, quick before we get started with our conversation this evening, our topic. Just want to give you a quick announcement that, well, it's not really an announcement, just an update on the big announcement I said I got coming for you guys soon. Is we're that much closer to this, to something that's going to be big that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I just want to let you know that part. It does involve a lot of people getting involved with something that's going to help them, help their families. I'm talking about job opportunities, you name it. So, just be ready for that, folks. We're getting close to it. Hopefully, we're kind of like on the last stages of the preparation stuff. So it's something coming. It's something that's going to be big. It's going to be huge. So you guys hold tight. We're going to have something coming with you guys soon on that. Again, I really thank you guys for stopping in. Another thing I want to announce that, well, I always give my drink for the day. Every time I do my podcast, I always have a drink for the day. And my drink for the day, Fiji water. I love Fiji. Other than it, outside of alkaline water, Fiji has always been like my number one water. I love Fiji. Actually, when I'm in speaking, when I have speaking engagements, I'll put it in my contract that I want a high round table, one high stool, and Fiji water on the stage prior to me getting on stage. I utilize all of those things on the stage, by the way. So I have them there for a reason. But I want to thank you guys. Appreciate it. Here it is, drinking my water. I don't quite know who is in yet, but I do know my queen is here. She just commented. I want to give a shout out to my queen. Thank you, queen. Thank you, Miss Quintina Lee. That's my tink right there, folks. That's my tink right there. I do see on my other device here that, some other people came in earlier, like Shauna Hills. She had liked the video. Thank you, Shauna. Appreciate it. Dana Bailey came through. Thank you, Dana. I don't know if you're still here or not, but thank you for stopping through as well. April Cox, I see that she has stopped through. I don't know if she's still here, doing the countdown. That's where those folks came through. I don't know if they're still here or not. But we getting ready to get this thing on the road. And along with my announcement, I gave you a little update on the big announcement that's coming, and I gave you guys the drink for the day, for the day's podcast. And for the fellas, I just want to give you guys a little tidbit on something as well. I want to share with you what I got going for the day. This necktie is called a half Windsor knot. I got this half Windsor knot here. So every podcast when I'm suited and booted, I'm going to give guys an update, and I'm going to tell you why as soon as I finish giving y'all this description. This is a half Windsor. A half Windsor is perfect when you have a collar like this. The collar is not too wide. Well, I won't say too wide, but it's not wide. When you have a wide collar, you do a double Windsor. Well, I keep saying double, but actually a full Windsor. And when you have a collar that is, straight, almost straight down, kind of like this, you want to put in a half Windsor. The reason is because of the triangle of the knot fits perfectly in between those two collars. So this is a half Windsor. I decided to put a little tie clip on today. It's just something I just wanted to throw in there. Doesn't mean anything, just a tie clip. Now my pocket square, as my queen always like to comment me on. Today I'm wearing what is called a scallop fold in the pocket square. This is what's called a scallop fold in the pocket square. Okay, so if you've never seen a scallop fold in the pocket square, you can actually Google it. You can YouTube it. You can look it up. Excuse me. You can look them things up. It's always there. So again, thank you guys for stopping in. We're going to have this conversation. Now, why that, before we get into our topic, why do I always want to describe the necktie, the pocket square, and of course the cufflinks? You got to have your cufflinks. Actually, this cufflinks is the matching cufflink to the tie in the pocket square. But you don't have to do it that way. I just did it that way, just, from time to time, right? So why am I mentioning these things to the fellas? Why is because, fellas, every man should know at least 3 knots for his necktie and at least 5 folds for his pocket square, and at least 1 tie knot for his ascot. Now, ascot's a little different. It looks like a necktie, but they're wide. They almost look like a scarf around your neck, but it's not a scarf. And it goes actually under your shirt, and you open the top 2 buttons on your shirt, and the ascot sits right in between the shirt, right there. And you put your suit on it. You can actually wear ascot on casual. You can dress it up in a suit. Just look up ascot for men. Just look that up. You'll see exactly what it is. Many of you have seen it before and didn't even know what it was. But at least one knot to tie in your ascot. At least know 1 knot to tie in your ascot. At least 3 knots to tie your necktie, and at least 5 different folds for your pocket square. So this is called the scallop fold in the pocket square. Okay. So hope that's something you guys can take with you and look up, learn more about it. And you got to know your suit. You got to have your suits. You got to have your basic suits. Your black, your blue, gray. Black, blue, and gray. Brown, you can add to it, but those are your basic suits, folks. Solid colors. Why am I telling you the solid colors? Because you talk about job interviews, business outings, and stuff like that. So you always want to make sure you have those conservative colors handy. All right. So make sure you got all of that intact. You can do the plaid. I got a plaid suit that I'm going to be wearing in probably another week for my queen's birthday. It's fire. So you guys will probably see pictures of it as we're out at our outing. So just you wanna get tight on these things, guys. So make sure you stay suit. My queen uses it. She loves when I say that. Suited and booted, baby. You got to be suited and booted. All right. And ladies, I call y'all heels and booted. Let's go, ladies. Let's go. All right, fellas. So that's what I wanted to throw out there before we get into it, folks. I want to talk about homelessness amongst modern women. Okay. I want to discuss homelessness amongst modern women. Now, I did a little research on that. Why? Let me first tell you why that interests me, because it was on my mind. Not of you, some of you, not all of you, know that I kind of like have medium abilities, and spirit speaks to me. I've avoided disability all my life up until 2015. I say, okay, I'm going to accept it. I'm going to use it for what it is. It's going to help me do other things, talking about the law of attraction and things like that, and telepathy, all of these things, right? So I have these abilities, and things come to me all the time. It's like, hey, this is something you should talk on. You should speak on. And I accepted the ability. Now, here's the key, folks. The key is everybody is not going to believe or agree to what I say. You don't have to agree. I'm not looking for you to agree. I'm just going to just share information. I'm just going to present the data. Now, you can chew the meat and spit out the bone. or you don't have to chew the meat at all. Okay. But here's what I do know. I don't tell you anything that I know is not right. It's not true. Okay. Everything, I mean, I've had plenty of people who have been mentored by me, both spiritually and from the spiritual aspect and the physical aspect. But we are spiritual beings housed in a physical body. That's point blank. So I just wanted to put that point out there to let you know why I had interest in this conversation. Um, there are organizations out there that's looking to end homelessness, and I really appreciate those organizations. If you guys can find any of these type of organizations, I would like for you to try to reach out to them, follow up on what I just say to you here on the podcast, look at the data, look at the percentages that are out there, um, and donate to them if you can. If you can make a small donation to these organizations, $5 or whatever, whatever works for you, try to donate to them. They're trying to end homelessness for everybody, and everybody should not be homeless. Okay. But this podcast is specifically talking about modern women. Why are modern women um, the, uh, reaching a homeless rate, unsheltered homeless rate at that, at a 35% rate? Okay. Now, let me just share with you this point before we go on. If you're a feminist, you're not going to like what I'm going to say. If you're biased to the truth, you're not going to like what I'm going to say. But what will help you is the fact that you're open-minded, right? Open-minded. What does that mean to be open-minded? It means that you got to be willing to accept information that will be challenging to your beliefs, because that is exactly where growth comes from. Growth doesn't come just because everything you believe has to be validated. Growth comes from when you learn different aspects. You have different philosophies, different ideas. Because if you don't have different ideas, if you don't see other people's point of view of looking at things, you're never going to grow. It's like it's like you're running on a treadmill and you ain't going anywhere. Okay. Now, how do I get the knowledge that I have? It's because I was challenged. Everything that I believe, even prior to me moving to Florida 8 years ago, when just about 9 years now, I've almost been here 9 years in Florida. Things have challenged my beliefs. And what my belief had led me to believe was based off of somebody else's beliefs. And I said, wait a minute. I'm seeing things firsthand that challenge my belief. I'm like, wow, I've always believed this. I always believed that. I always thought it was this way. I always thought it was that way. But what helped me, folks, was the fact that I have allowed the ability that I was given from birth, from our Creator, the medium of a medium, right? We all were born with these abilities, but there's certain things that took those abilities away from us, like religion, politics, and racism. We was boxed. We were put in a box, and our mind thinks in that box. And when you say say that people should think outside the box, that is literal. You gotta get out of the box before you can think out of it. So I don't say think outside the box. I tell you to live outside the box. Leave the damn box there. Get out of there. It's just like a fish in a little aquarium, right? In a fish tank. Take the fish out the fish tank and put him in the ocean. He got more resources out there. There are other fishes in the sea. There are other philosophies, other ideologies all out in the sea. Versus the aquarium, that's all he have is what's in the aquarium. You guys understand what I'm saying? So with me getting ready to share with you, what I'm going to share with you is not pretty. And if, like I said, if you are a feminist, most people that I know who are feminists are locked inside the thought process of feminism. They can't go nowhere else. So if that is you, get off the podcast right now because your feelings might be hurt. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Okay. So let's talk about this alarming rate, 35% of increase of women being homeless, unsheltered at that. And I do have some receipts for you. And I thought I would pull the receipts up just in case you have some of them PhD people who think everything should be on paper in order for it to be correct. We're going to get into that. Normally, I like to just come out and say what I want to say. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to come out and tell you this without folks getting mad off the break. I don't want you to get mad yet. Yes, I do. Let me just go ahead and tell you what's going on. And those of you who are modern women who are watching this podcast and you find yourself in difficult situations like home situations, where you're going to live, not having a stable home, living from place to place. You got your kids got to be jumping from place to place, all this kind of stuff. Let me just share this with you. Y'all little asses don't listen. You don't listen. You don't respect authority. And you don't respect the natural order of a household. You don't listen, don't respect authority, and you don't respect the natural order in the household. Now, let me illustrate everything I just said. Now, I know a lot of modern women who are in this situation. A lot of them. Whether they're friends, relatives, people have hit me up in my inbox asking if I can help them. I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm not trying to call anybody out because whoever was in my inbox think I might be talking about them. But listen, you ain't the only one that's been in my inbox asking me for help. You can't respect authority when you are at the last stages of having a place to live. I see YouTube videos of men, especially Black relationships. Black folks, that's mostly what we all talk about is relationship. We don't talk about business. We don't talk about understanding what hedge funds are. We don't talk about what the stock market is. We don't understand about investments or real estate. We don't talk about these things. Every other ethnic group talks about that. We don't talk about cybersecurity. We don't talk about technology. Every other ethnic group talks about that, but us. We talk about side chicks and real niggas. That's all we talk about. It's all we talk about. And it's like it's become culture for us, and everything revolves. You ain't got, listen, you want me to give you receipts of that? Look at your Facebook. Look at your timeline. That's all we post. Go to a lot of these Black groups. That's all they post. Women, what kind of man does this? Who's a real man? What a real woman? Women with this masculine energy. Yes. That's all we talk about. So how can we grow outside of that? We're not growing outside of that. We're falling apart. And let me tell you something. I'm Generation X. Generation X, men and women, we play a part into why these millennials are fucked up. We play a part in that. We have failed them. We have failed them. There are more homeless women today and Black women, more homeless Black women than there have been in prior years. Now, a study I found was a study from 2016 up to 2020. An increasing rate of 35% of homeless, unsheltered modern women. I mean, I say modern women because this is the younger women. These are the younger women. It's not the Generation X that's women that's having this issue. It's the women that the Generation X women should have been mentoring. The problem is, folks, we've allowed these little, And guys, let me tell you, I have never been a fan of being a part of some movement or some organization or that's supposed to be lobbying and advocating. I've never been a part of it. Why? Because all of it is bull to the shit. Never been a part of it. If you want a movement, have a household movement. A household movement to liberate yourself, get yourself out of the situation that you're in, educate yourself, turn the damn TVs off, pick some books up, start reading, and start watching who's in your circle. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said if you're hanging around 9 broke people, eventually you will be number 10. I talk to a lot of young women who are in this situation, and just by the conversation that I have with them, I see why they're in that situation. And when I say I see why based on the conversation, it's not because they're telling me why their situation is like that. They don't respect authority. They don't respect leadership. If you don't respect leadership, let me tell you something. A lot of you ladies right now probably have people, daughters or nieces or whoever who have lived with you that was disrespectful in your home, and you couldn't take it no more. And every time I get people in my inbox or whatever and telling me this situation, they're the victim. I just tell them, look, I just can't see anybody just wake up in the morning and just decide, hey, man, you got to get out my house. If people are telling you if you're living with a man, he doesn't listen. What is the natural order? I spoke this last week on my podcast on polygamy. No, it was prior to that on a podcast of women say they know their worth is the reason why they're lonely. I spoke to this. The natural order is the kids belong to you, you belong to me, I belong to God. It's in the Bible. If you call yourself a Christian, it's in there. It's in there. It's right there. You can Google it. It's easy to find it in the Bible. Now you got Google. Google this stuff, folks. I'm telling you, these young women, they don't want to listen. Don't want to listen. Listen. And why do I say the feminist movement, people who are feminists will be upset with this? Because the feminist movement got women thinking that they are the same equal as a man. But guess what's happening? With that mindset, the universe channels that energy. It channels that vibration. That's what the word vibe comes from. It comes from the word vibration. The universe channels that. See, the universe doesn't know gender. The universe doesn't know race. The universe doesn't know age. The universe knows energy. And it provides a frequency. So feminists will, you're going to need a man. You could do this, but guess what? Now you're having fucking men results. Men, we've been homeless. We've been dying alone since the beginning of time. That always have been a thing for us. That's why there are more men homeless men than women. There probably will always be that. But the increase in women homelessness is alarming. You're talking 35%. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. And if this pisses anybody off watching this, good. Go talk to these young ladies that you see in this situation and help educate them. Tell them to learn how to be a feminine woman. Because I don't see any feminine women out on the street. I don't see what y'all don't like to hear, submissive women out on the street. I don't see that. When I have these conversations, these women start yapping and getting mad. When you try to help them, they don't want to listen. Everything is everybody else's fault, never theirs. I'm like, how did you went to 3 different places to live and you had the same result? Can't get a job. Every job you had, you lost a job. You lose your job in the same form of fashion that you lost a place to live. You don't listen. You're over talking someone when they're trying to share information with you. You cutting them off, not allowing them to finish their statement. You thinking of a comeback statement before they can finish their statement. So you, therefore, even in thought, you're not listening. You quick to be offended because somebody's trying to tell you something, instead of put your pride aside, let your ego go, and listen. You're not listening, ladies. You're not listening. I surely believe that this alarming rate of modern women being homeless, surely believe that will change and reverse if you start listening and start to go back to your femininity and respect your parents. Y'all are some disrespectful asses out here today. Totally disrespectful. Now you're in survival mode. You got to spend the night at some dude's house that you're not even attracted to, just to have a warm bed and a roof over your head for that night, or however long you're going to be there. You're so selfish. You're not thinking about your kids. You're only thinking about your kids in an emergency. You should be thinking about your kids throughout. Let me get my education right. Let me make sure I got a good enough job, or be a decent mother and wife, so that my kids would never have to want for nothing. No, you don't want that. It's too old fashioned for you. You think the word submissive means that you're being a slave. That's pure ignorance. You have a problem with masculinity because society have created an assault on the manosphere. So now you've joined that movement, and everything you post is negative about men. You're not obeying the creator's natural order. You're not obeying your parent, your mother. I don't care how old you are. If you living with your mother, you are a minor until you can get the hell out of your mother's house. I don't care if you're 30 or 40. If you're living with your mother, you got to abide by her rules. You got to abide by the daddy's rules. You got to abide by the sister's rule, whoever you live with. And if you're living with a male, this is supposed to be your significant other, you damn sure got to abide by his rule. He's the leader of the house. Put your pride aside. Let your egos go. Y'all mad yet? If you're mad, you should be, but you shouldn't be mad at me. We all should be mad at ourselves as Generation X, because we failed these people. We have failed them. And if this is an issue with the generation, with the millennials, if the millennials is at a 35% rate, what do you think it's going to be for Generation Z? Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. See something. I'm about to share this information. I might have to read it to you guys. I'm having a problem. This is some new interface stuff they got going on. Ooh, tight. Let's see if y'all can see this. Let's see if this is gonna pop up for y'all. Okay, I think we're there. Let's see. All right, all right. I think we got something. Folks, I want to share this real quick. Increase in homelessness, increase in individual homelessness, a gender analysis. This is from the National Alliance to End Homelessness. You guys can go to their web page. It's called endhomelessness.org. Okay. Endhomelessness.org. You can visit their website. Let me scroll down here. Let's show the men first. Let's talk about what it says about men. This was in June 2020. I'm scared to do 2022. I'm scared to do 2022. I didn't even want to touch it. Homelessness amongst men increased 8.5% overall since 2016. You guys see that? Since 2016. Okay. I'm going to tag the text for you in case those who are biased who want to argue. Here it is. Homelessness amongst individual men increased 8.5% overall since 2016. Now, I want you guys to take a look to the right of this on the chart. Overall, all adults overall is 11%. Okay, look at this chart. All right. Unsheltered individual adults, that's 25%. Right. Individual men, that's 8%. That's what this article said, 8.5, but they rounded to 8%. Okay. Unsheltered men, 20%. Unsheltered men, this is since 2016. Unsheltered men, 20%. Now go to individual women, is at 17%. Individual women is 17. Individual men is at 8. You guys see that? Individual men at 8, individual women at 17. Now watch this. This is really what happens. Unsheltered men is at 20%. Unsheltered women is at 35%. I don't make this shit up. Unsheltered women is at an alarming rate at 35%. Now let me share this with you real quick. I'm going to tag this text right here. Women experience homelessness. I'm just going to tag the text. Okay. What does this say right here? Homelessness amongst individual women increased by 16,500 people to 115,635 amongst almost 17% overall since 2016. Watch this. Though the actual number of women experiencing homelessness is less than men, it's still less than men overall homelessness from women. Okay. Their 35% increase in their, excuse me, in their unsheltered homelessness is significantly higher than the increase seen by unsheltered men. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Women have a problem living in their purpose. Women have a problem living in their purpose. They don't want to be feminine unless they're with the right man. I mean, can you imagine a man say he can be masculine for the right woman? I see a lot of hurt. And I posted this earlier today. I see a lot of hurt. Well, yesterday, I think. I see a lot of hurt in a lot of y'all posts. You allowing the challenges in life, whether it's from a man, from your siblings, your mom, because I don't know why the hell y'all can't get along with your mothers. You got a problem. You allowing these things to keep you from living in your purpose. What is your purpose? Your natural state of a feminine woman. And then you have excuses for it. Talking about you was put in position. You were put in position. You guys hear that? You were put in position to have to be what a man is. I just wish y'all stopped with that bullshit. You were put in position. So you're a robot now? Someone put you in a position? No accountability? None? I mean, no accountability? I mean, every time someone talk about you not living in your feminine natural state, you always want to blame a man for it. Nobody has control. So I mean, when you talk about abortions, you you talk about it's my choice, my body, my choice. How come you ain't carrying that same energy for your natural state of a woman? You want to be, it's almost like penis envy. Now you got it. You want to be like a man? You want the same things of a man? The universe said, okay, you got it. Live on the street like a man. Now, I'm not saying that. That's how the universe operates, people. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. And I understand this is harsh. It's harsh because I know it's harsh because I'm saying it. I hear myself saying it. Do I want to say it? Hell no, I don't want to say it. But it's the truth. You damn right it's the truth. You're not listening. You don't respect people's home. You don't respect people's authority in their own home. So they're putting you on the street. And Section 8 takes, I hear it takes years, from what I understand. The easiest thing to do, folks, let me tell you something. For a tiger to hide its stripes, that tiger has to put in a whole lot of work to hide its stripes. A whole lot of work. What does that mean? That means that tiger has to go against its own nature to try to get rid of the stripes on its body. Probably would succeed, but it's going to take a whole lot of work. And then it won't be identified as a tiger. So there are going to be a lot of unnatural things happening to that tiger because that tiger is living in an unnatural state. I relate that to a woman who don't want to be feminine. She don't want to live in her feminine, natural feminine state. Every time you talk to her about her being accountable, the first thing she says is, but the men this, but the men, you're not a fucking man. Quit it with the penis envy, will you? Relax in your femininity, will you? And you will find that nature will take care of you. But I've been with a man, he ain't no leader. Well, if he ain't no leader, what the fuck you still there for? Why are you there? Take your feminine self and leave. I keep hearing the same things over and over and over again. Stop accusing other people as to why you're not living in your femininity. It's nobody else's fault but yours. Life gets, like Jim Rohn said it perfectly. In order for life to get better for you, you have to become better. It is hard for you to become better if you're not living in your purpose. Just like it takes a lot of effort for that tiger to hide his stripes. It takes a lot of effort, ladies, for you to not live in your feminine state. And don't tell me a man calls you to be that way. Because nobody calls you to be that way but yourself. There are feminine women who broke up with men all the time. She didn't just stay there and try to become masculine. Oh, I had to do it. You ain't had to do shit. But be yourself. Now you're starting to feel the man's results. And guess what? Just like society ain't having no cut cars for a man on the street, they ain't having no cut cars for you either. There are a whole lot of different government programs to help women. And that shit ain't working. Because if it were working, none of y'all would be homeless. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. I know you don't like what I'm saying. I know you don't like what you're hearing. You don't like what you're hearing because I don't like what I'm saying. But I got to say the truth. Listen, the truth will set you free, but it'll piss you off first. Act accordingly. If you do not, I'm going to repeat this, folks. I can't say this enough. If you don't respect the natural order in the house, that's the result of it. If you don't respect your mom's house, your dad's house, your cousin's house, whoever it is you live with, how you going to be in somebody else's shit and have an attitude and want to speak because you're having a different disagreement? Why should they have to tell you to wash something, to clean something? Why should they even have to ask you that? These are the things that you should be doing automatically, ensuring your appreciation of them letting you stay in their house. Take pride. Not only that showing your appreciation to do these things, but you should be doing it anyway, naturally. Feminine women have extraordinary domestic skills, and they have extraordinary soft skills. What are soft skills? Soft skills are very important in corporate America. Soft skills are very important in corporate America. It's an energy that you give off without opening your mouth. If that energy is bad, you have poor soft skills. When somebody is telling you something, even if you know what they're saying, even if you understand what they're saying, you don't need to excuse me. You don't need to cut them off to let them know you know. Just listen. Shake your head as you understand. When they're finished, cool, I got it. I've done this before. Let me go ahead and knock this out. You don't need to cut them off. If you argue, you get into a little discussion about them, the arguments typically gets heated because you want to cut people off when they're talking to you. I don't allow anybody to cut me off when I'm talking. I'm not going to raise my voice. There's two things I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you, one, get rid of that fucking masculine energy, or two, get out of my face. I ain't got nothing else to say to you, especially when I'm trying to help you. We failed these young people. We failed these millennials. We failed them. And when we failed them, they turned to the feminist movement. And the feminist movement all the way fucked them up. Now they teaching them that they can be a man. And they believe it. So therefore, they're experiencing homelessness like a man. Just like a man. Because they don't want to live in their feminine state. They don't want to live in their natural state. Folks, I ain't making this up. I just showed you the article. Go to endhomelessness.org. It's an organization that's fighting homelessness. It's hard to fight homelessness. You just can't fight homelessness. See, here's the thing, folks. You just can't fight homelessness by giving somebody a place to live. They need to have soft skills. They need to have domestic skills. They got to learn how to be respectful to people. Three jobs, 4 or 5 jobs. You can't keep a job, and you can't keep a place to stay. And you can't keep a place to stay because you can't keep a job. And you can't keep a job because you don't respect the authority on the job. If you don't respect the authority of the job, you damn ain't going to respect the authority at the house. The only authority you respect is the streets. You don't talk back to the streets. As soon as you're on the streets, you start Googling, not Googling, you start texting and inboxing everybody to help you. Oh, now you want help. Oh, now it's sitting there. And then you always put your kids in it. My kids are out here. We were cold and we trying to get. Folks, there's no pity in the city. You're starting to feel treated just like a man is treated. Just like Section 8 and TANF, welfare, all that stuff goes to women. It don't go to men. You starting to feel the effects of men not getting that help. You want to be like a man? You want to be equal to a man? You got it. How you like it? How's it working out for you? Start listening to people. Respect the man leadership in the house. And if you don't feel like he's a good leader, leave his ass. Leave him. Keep your femininity intact. It doesn't mean that because he may not be a good leader that you have to become masculine. That's bullshit. Because you're taking that same masculine energy and you're going to apply it to a new relationship, and that man could be every man, all the man you need. You just fucked that up because you don't know the difference between a real man and a fuck boy. You treated a genuine guy like he's a fuck boy. Now he don't want you in his house either. He's a real man will see how you behave with your parent, with your mom. He's going to be he's going to pay attention to how you behave with other members of your family. And you having issues with everybody in your family, he's going to see you as the most rebellious one in your family. He ain't going to just come to you and say, oh, I got you. Everything will be. No. In his mind, but I said a real man. I ain't say fuck boys. Remember that. A real man is going to look at that. He's going to register with him. How come she ain't getting along with her own people? She ain't getting along with them. She can't be getting along with me. She might do it for the first couple of months, but shit, as it started to go around the line, I don't think this is going to be right for me. Because guess what? If his mom is still living and she meets you, she going to say the same thing about you. Son, you mean to tell me nobody in her family to fuck with her? I mean, she's on the street. She's getting ready to do this. She's doing that. And nobody's in her family. Why? That's the question, folks. How come people in your family not helping? People look at these things. It's just like credit. Before anybody give you a credit, give you a loan, a creditor give you a loan, they're going to look at your credit. Well, how did this person pay their bills to other creditors? Just like renting. You want to get an apartment? Well, let me see how your relationship was with your previous landlords. But shit, you ain't paid the rent there, and you damn ain't gonna pay the rent here. Come on, folks, you gotta understand. I'm not making you guys understand what I'm saying here. Everything in life goes like that. Everything in life goes that way. Now, if you ain't getting along with your family and he see how trifling and how foul your family is, then that's one thing. But if everybody is nice, everybody is helpful, but they not helping you, I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Not making this up, folks. I just showed you the receipt. 35 increase in unsheltered homeless women. That's 10%, that's 15% higher than men. 10 to 15% higher than men. That's not alarming to you guys? You guys don't find that weird? We are responsible, folks. Generation X, we are responsible for how these millennials are. These homelessness is not with our Generation X women. These are millennials and Generation Zs. These people are young as hell on the street, folks. Young as hell living at this place, staying over here, staying over there. Girlfriend's place. And guess what? You stand with your girlfriend, then your girlfriend on social media or calling phone, talking to other people, telling all your business. Come on, man. Who wants that life? Who wants that life? Learn how to be feminine again, ladies. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you. If you don't, the homeless rate amongst women is going to eventually reach higher than men. Eventually, it will. Learn how to be respectful in the household. Learn the natural order and respect the natural order. A lot of y'all don't want to respect the natural order because you have a problem with masculinity. You don't think masculine men deserve to have a woman who is submissive. You think submissive, it means you're a slave. He's supposed to be a dictator. It's not dictatorship, folks. It's leadership. There's a difference between leadership and dictatorship. We're not talking about this dictatorship. We ain't talking about that. You talking about some, well, that's the way it used to be. Well, if that's the way it used to be, then how come we have this thing still today called Bible? The Bible still talks about it. And everybody I know who follows the natural order of the Bible, they don't have these issues. They don't have these issues. They respect the household. They respect who house it is they're living in. They respect their man, their husband, their significant other. They respect his leadership. And if they don't respect his leadership, they mostly got good jobs. So they ain't getting fired from their jobs because they don't respect leadership. They respect leadership on the job. They respect leadership at the house. So if it's not working out, if she can't be feminine without the man leading properly, well, with the man leading properly, then guess what? She's going to take her feminine self and just move on. That doesn't mean she has to become masculine because her man ain't holding up his duties. She's not going to come out of character because he ain't in character. She just say, I got to go. Period. She don't try to take over and still stay there with a toxic relationship by thinking she's going to solve something because she want to be a strong woman. Folks, you got to want it bad enough in life. You got to want it bad enough in life. Because this homeless rate amongst women is, to me, it's alarming to me. And I'm not the kind of person just because I know somebody's homeless and I'm like, man, come on, you know, I can't see you on the street. Oh, I can see you on the street. If you're disrespectful, you don't respect order, you don't respect structure, I can see you on the street. And be at peace with it too. Live in your femininity, ladies. Live in your femininity. Because what that says, let me tell you what that says. If you're going through this and you're in your 20s and your 30s and you're going through this homelessness, not staying, having a stable place to stay, let me tell you what that says. That says that at at that rate, at that rate, you're going to age and die alone. You're going to age and die alone. Statistics have showed that women at the 35 and above, her value starts to go down. Statistics shows that. I'm not saying that. And if that is the case, if that is true, nobody's really going to want to house you if you disrespect, and if you done hit the wall. Folks, let's call it elephant out in the room. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing, and you guys know I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you. But you gotta do better, women. Ladies gotta do better. If you have a hard time finding your femininity again, you better do something to find it. Whatever it takes to find your femininity. The masculine energy and the cussing the man out, and all he doing is providing for you. Come on, man. Come on. Those days of trying to take a man for child support just because he don't want you, that shit ain't even working no more. Because if that ain't working no more, because it's not enough to even put you in a place to stay. It's not working no more. That's what the generation next did. That's what we did in our generation. Man and woman, they broke up. If she's bitter, she go take him off for child support automatic, no matter if he's a good father or not. See, that type of behavior, that mindset is what fucked up millennials. That's what fucked up the millennials in that damn feminist movement. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Folks, I'm about to chime up out of here. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry if this pissed anybody off. But that's what the truth does. It'll set you free, but it'll piss you off first, right? So I just wanted to go ahead and get you guys on board with that. Help these ladies, man. Help these ladies. These ladies are disrespectful out here. They're disrespectful out here. Help them, or they're going to lose their life prematurely. So I got 4 favors to ask, folks. The first favor is to please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe the video. Listen, chew the meat and spit out the bone. If this video wasn't for you, then okay, I get it. It ain't for everybody. I ain't looking for everybody. I'm only looking for those who get it, who wants to make a difference, who wants to put a dent in the universe. Those are the people I am looking for. Okay, so if it wasn't for you, it wasn't for you. It is what it is, right? So share anyway. Share it, because guess what? Just like food, if it's something that you don't eat, you pass it on to somebody else who might want to eat. Do the same with this. So if you see somebody that this can help, share this video with them. If you know a young lady who was in that situation, share this video with her. Share it with her. Don't make it about yourself. Share with the people especially when you know that they need to see this. They need to hear what I just said, right? So share it with them. I'm going to give a shout out to those who's watching on YouTube, watching on Twitch, watching on LinkedIn, and watching from my Facebook group called Tampa Bay Friends and Events. 13,000 watching on my business Jay Hunter Lee page. That has over 13,000 followers on it. It's reaching out to Guinea, Bangalore, India, Bangladesh. We got people over down in Fiji, down in Belize, people over in Greece, all of North Africa. So that's Morocco, Egypt, Sudan, Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys. So those who are watching overseas, it's daytime for them. So that's why they're up during the day watching. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys. So go to twitch.com, or you can download an app called Twitch and download it, and you can follow me there as well. If you're on YouTube, if you want to see me on YouTube, you want to watch some of these videos on YouTube, I got a list of videos all on YouTube. You can just scroll through and just see whichever ones you want to see. Just follow me, subscribe on YouTube as J Hunter Lee on YouTube. You'll find me there. You got all types of videos out there as well. My second favorite is you see down at the bottom of the screen that's scrolling, you see where it says $ J Hunter Lee. That is to donate a small amount of money to the podcast. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm going to say that again. You don't have to if you don't want to. Small donation meaning $20 or less, nothing more than $20. If you send me more than $20, I will reject it. I will send it back and say, no, thank you. I did not send you. I did not ask for that much. Is that fair? Okay. So the podcast is only, the donation is only for the podcast. It's not for me. I don't want your money. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with money. I don't need your money. Why is it for the podcast? Because I'm sharing your data. I'm sharing information with you. This is our podcast. Okay. You see this banner behind me? You see this logo? All this have all my company logos on it. So you see all of that. This cost me about $300. $80 of that was from y'all donations. Thank you very much. I might need a light one day. I might need a new camera, a laptop here. I got a tablet over here, right? So you never know what you have to replace. I might want to add more memory to my laptop. That costs like $30. I'll probably go take it to Geek Squad and say, hey, man, put me another sticker of memory in here. So who knows, right? Anything to keep the podcast strong, keep the podcast going so I can continue to reach out to you guys. So that's what that is for, okay? So I hope you guys get that. Hope you guys understand that. That's exactly what that's for. Third favor, turn the damn TVs off. Turn off the TV, okay? Turn off the TV. Pick a book up. Start reading, especially these ladies that's out here experiencing homelessness. Change your mindset. Your mindset will create a paradigm, and your paradigm runs your life. If you keep following the same stuff, you're going to keep getting the same stuff, okay? Think differently. Move differently. Do what it's going to take. See, the problem is y'all don't have mentors that help you, to shape you up, to teach you differently. And the ones you do have mentors to show them that, you disrespect them. You don't listen. You're hard-headed. You're violent. You're nasty at the mouth. You talk shit. Don't respect the man. You call the man all kind of different things. Call him broke and all this just because he won't spend money on you. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You're very welcome, Queen. Thank you, Tink. Thank you very much, Tink. So read a book. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in life, find a book or find some documentary to look up, to read, so that you can get that. Okay? Find out somebody who's better than you and learn from them. Pick their brain. Ask them questions. Be hungry for the knowledge, folks. Okay? And lastly, my last favor, excuse me, and I'm almost finished with my water. My goal is to finish this up tonight because I got another bottle for tomorrow, right? So trying to finish this up tonight. But my last favor is the biggest of all. And that favor is to sing like no one can hear you, dance like no one can see you, love like you've never been hurt, and live like it's heaven on earth. I'm J Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. I will see you again soon. Take care. Good night.